Hello awesome people, I hope you're all feeling amazing and keeping your fluids up. If you're in sunny Sweden right now, it is HOT hot. It's like 32 degrees where I am today. So, keeping my fluids up and getting my vätskeersättning or, your resorbs and stuff in. So today, as I said, I want to do a video on the difference between the Russian and the American kettlebell swings. I started a new thing last week on Friday, which I think is going to be a bit of fun, which is Friday is Ask Me a Question Day. So, just for everybody. And one of my friends in Australia asked me the question, why do kettlebells exist? Kettlebell swings exist, and should I take it personally? To which I responded, yes, you should take it personally. And, we can go into the reasons why they exist. Was she wanting to hear the history, or what is it that they do? And really, at the end of the day, the discussion ended up being about the difference between the American swing and the Russian swing. So the Russian swing, which if you can understand that kettlebell swinging came from Russia, essentially the history behind kettlebell swings is that it's a Russian thing. The Russian swing comes from the ground and stops here. Okay, whereas the American one goes all the way up to the overhead to here. So we're just going to talk about not just the physical differences, but why it is we should or should not be doing them, depending on who you are, where you're at, what your goals are, and what your range of motion in your shoulders is. So the Russian swing, obviously the kettlebell swing, we're activating, in the action, we're doing the hip hinge, we're using our core to keep our body upright, we're using quads, hamstrings, you're using your feet to keep yourself stable, so it's a good full body exercise. But when we bring it to here, okay, we're not necessarily activating as much as our back and our T-spine as what we would be when we're coming in here. But the reality is, if you don't have the flexibility in your rib cage, your diaphragm and your T-spine, when you're coming into this overhead position, what you're doing is putting an unnecessary amount of pressure on your lower back. And you've got to have your core activated to help counteract that. So you do have to be able, and I famously don't have much range of motion in my shoulders, but you do have to have a good relaxed range of motion in your shoulders in the upright position. See, I can't get my arms up above my head without shrugging my shoulders up here. So, that's about my natural range of motion before I have to start giving myself a help up to move my arms up and over. But I'm, not very flexible in my shoulders. Just lost myself there. Where am I going? So with the full American swing, if you don't have this good strength and range of motion in your T-spine, your shoulder girdle, your diaphragm and your abs aren't turned on, you're going to be affecting your ability to get the weight up and over, to hold the weight at the top of the exercise, as well as putting undue or unnecessary pressure on your lower back, because it's working over time to stop you from falling backwards. That's one of the main reasons why we tend to not prescribe the American kettlebell swing. Obviously it has its place in life, and it is all about developing that strength through that range of motion, but you need to have that range of motion to have it working there. It is also important that if you're swinging a heavy bell, that you have the strength and the core strength to be able to hold it at the top of this. Otherwise, again, you're putting undue stress on your body to bring it back forward, and the proprioception to know that this is the top of the swing. So that, it's a bit of a safety issue there as well. Most of you people who train with me know that I'm not a huge fan of the American swing, because it puts this undue pressure on your shoulder if you don't have the correct range of motion or the right muscular activation to do it. A better option for me is to do the Russian kettlebell swings, so that you finish the swing so that your eyes are traveling just under the bell at the top of the swing. That way, if you are getting a much more powerful swing, you've got from here to here to play. So, if you're coming up here and you lose it, you're risking injury there. So, you've got some play there. And then if you're looking to develop the shoulder range of motion and strength, do your snatch. Yeah, which is from the bottom to the top, all the way up, and then back down again. Okay. So that's where I'm at, and that's the difference between the Russian and the kettlebell swing. The Russian and the American kettlebell swing. You know, at the end of the day, and particularly for Rowan, if you do watch this, I'm so going to tag you in this. If you are training somewhere where they are making you do the American swings over the Russian swings, you know, it's your program, man. You get to do what you like. Just tell them, I'm going to do these ones, thanks. And then, you know, if you're wanting to get that shoulder strength and develop a little bit more shoulder strength, come in and do some shoulder presses later on, or throw in a couple of kettlebell cleans, you know, at the end of your workout. I do appreciate that some workouts are very strict and you've got to do what you're doing. If you're worried about, with the American swing, if you're worried about that range of motion or dropping the kettlebell on your head, etc., go lighter. Just take a lighter bell so that you're not actually having to work quite so hard at the top of the swing. My actual personal recommendation there would be, if you're in a position to be able to mix it up, have two bells, have a light one, a heavy one, and if you're doing sort of 3 or 4 rounds, alternate. You know, take the light bell, do the American swing, take the heavier bell, do the Russian swing. You know, that's a good compromise. It's also a good way of training up the strength, the range of motion, and the proprioception to be able to get that bell over your head. In saying all that, it is also, you know, learning to use things over your overhead is actually really important, you know, for future reference, for life and that kind of stuff. So maintaining, keeping, developing, and improving on that range of motion is important. So the American kettlebell swings do have a place in life, but you need to be consciously working on that rather than just blindly going in and doing the swings because everybody else is doing them. You know, and more importantly, doing them heavy just because everybody else is doing them, because you are putting yourself at risk of injury. So there we go. That's my take on the difference between the Russian and the kettlebell, the Russian and the American kettlebell swing, and why I tend to prefer the Russian over the American in my workouts. If you have questions or, you know, anything to say on that, there's a noise out there. What is that noise? Anyway, sorry. If you've got questions or anything to say on that, also make some comments. Please, you know, put some comments in the thing below. Hi guys, I see you watching there, Marliana and Claudia. Thanks for watching. I will be saving this, putting it up on all of the relevant pages, including the YouTube page. You can help me by liking, sharing, and even going in and subscribing to the YouTube page and watching stuff on my YouTube channel. If you have questions, just ask. That's what we're here for. I see you also going in and doing your workouts for my summer training peeps. I see you doing your workouts. Well done. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. If you have any questions about what we're doing in there, please just ask. And, you know, we can make some little videos and put them up and have some fun with it. So, that's it for me today. I hope you guys are doing well. Keep hydrated in this heat. I went for a run this morning and I was so sweaty afterwards. But, you know, it was awesome. Anyway, keep hydrated. Keep your Vetskia up. And, as always, if you've got any questions, just get in contact. Bye for now.